Since the dawn of mankind, stories have been told about entities so powerful and terrifying that only a few dare to mention them. Within the pages of the Bible, we encounter creatures whose appearances and abilities defy our understanding of what is possible. But who are these mysterious and terrifying beings hidden in the Holy Scriptures really? Today, I bring you a tour of the 7 most shocking and fearsome creatures described in the Bible. From colossal monsters, from the deep to celestial entities that bring judgment and destruction, each of these creatures surpasses the last in terms of terror and mystery. I guarantee that as we go through this list, you will discover details that will change your perception of these ancient tales. So without further ado, let's begin with this top. The most terrifying creatures mentioned in the Bible. Number 7, the Reem. We open this chilling countdown with a creature that appears enigmatically in the book of Job, the Reem. Although it is not known for certain what it was, many scholars describe it as a majestic, hulking beast, an emblem of indomitable strength. In Job 39:9, God speaks to Job and asks, "Can you subdue the Reem? Can you chain it up to work for you?" This creature is described as being so colossal and formidable that no human could overpower it. Some speculate that the Reem could have been a bison or a rhinoceros, but its description suggests something beyond any known animal. The Bible presents it as a symbol of uncontrollable power, a force of nature that only God could command. Imagine for a moment a gigantic bull whose stomping feet make the earth tremble, with horns so massive that they can topple trees and rocks with a single blow. That is the magnitude of the Reem, a creature that neither man nor nature could subdue. But what really makes the Reem terrifying isn't just its size or strength, but what it represents: the power of the unknown and the untamable. It's a reminder that there are forces beyond human ability to understand or control. What we've seen with the Reem, however, is just the beginning. If you thought this towering beast was the most chilling thing the Bible had in store, brace yourself. What's to come will take you on an exploration of even more baffling and terrifying creatures. Number 6, Behemoth. We now move on to one of the most celebrated creatures in the Holy Scriptures, the Behemoth. This colossus is mentioned in Job 40:15-24 as one of God's most impressive creations, endowed with a size and strength that seems to belong to a world of legend. In verse 15 we are told, "Look now at Behemoth, which I made with you. It eats grass like an ox." However, its description exceeds any resemblance to a known animal. The next verse describes its immense strength. "See now the strength of its loins and the power of its belly." Job 40:16. Beyond being a simple creature, the Behemoth is a symbol of the immense force of nature, a masterpiece of God that cannot be controlled by man. But what could this creature really have been? Some scholars suggest it could be a dinosaur, while others believe it is a mythical figure embodying primordial chaos. Its tail, described as a giant cedar, is one of the most puzzling details. Its tail moves like a cedar. Job 40:17. Imagining a being so immense and powerful, whose shadow could obscure the sun, challenges our ability to comprehend its existence. Its tail could topple mountains, and its mere presence would cause the earth to tremble. The Behemoth is a reminder that there are forces beyond our understanding, creatures so formidable that they defy our perception of reality. But if the Behemoth is a formidable beast, wait until you meet the next being on this list. This one not only brings terror to the physical, but is a direct manifestation of divine judgment. Number 5, the Destroyer. The Destroyer is one of the most chilling figures to appear in the Bible. Not only does it represent death, but it embodies divine judgment in its purest form, an inescapable punishment that leaves no one indifferent. Its mere mention inspired such deep terror that even the Egyptians trembled at its arrival. The Destroyer is not simply a physical creature. It is a manifestation of divine justice, a representation of God's power to act directly upon evil. Its presence was so imposing that death itself seemed to follow in its footsteps. Although no one saw the destroyer directly, the fear it generated was enough to paralyze anyone. Imagine for an instant that the air around you becomes heavy, that an unbreakable shadow looms over you, and a feeling of inevitability fills the air. Even though you don't see it, you know something terrible is coming, something you can't stop or prevent. That's the essence of the destroyer, a relentless force that brings with it divine judgment. If the destroyer made your hair stand on end, prepare yourself for what comes next. The next creature can not only destroy bodies, but it also has the power to wipe out entire souls. What you're about to discover will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about darkness. From the depths of sacred texts, figures emerge that challenge our perception of the monstrous and terrifying. But don't be fooled, because some of these entities hold even more sinister secrets than they first appear. In the book of Job 26:12-13, Rahab is mentioned in intriguing ways, described as a primeval monster capable of stirring the oceans with her power and being wounded by divine understanding. Here, Rahab is not a tangible physical creature, but the personification of chaos and destruction, forces that lurk beyond the boundaries of the known world. But what or who is Rahab exactly? Some interpretations suggest that she is a mythical being similar to a dragon or sea serpent, a primeval being of the ocean that embodies primordial chaos. In Hebrew tradition, the name Rahab can be translated as arrogant or violent, which offers clues to her nature. Rahab is the personification of hubris, a rebellious force that defies divine order and threatens to devour everything in its path. This being symbolizes chaos in its purest form, a reminder that uncontrollable forces exist outside the bounds of reason and the material world. Imagine for a moment that the entire ocean is commanded by an evil entity. The waters rise in gigantic waves that touch the sky, while Rahab, a colossal serpent, slithers through the depths, capable of unleashing unimaginable devastation. Every crash of the waves against the shore feels like a manifestation of chaos wanting to devour creation itself. That is the essence of Rahab, an unfathomable threat, an uncontrolled force that represents the breakdown of cosmic order. As we explore these creatures and the secrets hidden in the Bible, it is important to reflect on what these stories are trying to convey. If you are interested in delving deeper into the mysteries and messages encoded in the scriptures, be sure to check out the link in the description of this video. There you will find a unique tool that will allow you to unravel each book of the Bible like never before. But for now, let's move on, because what comes next is even more disturbing. Number 3, the locusts of the abyss. Get ready to meet creatures that surpass any conception of terrifying. These are not simple locusts, nor animals of antiquity, but enormous beings that have emerged from the depths of the abyss. Their sole purpose is to bring chaos, suffering, and destruction to humanity. We are talking about the locusts of the abyss, described in the book of Revelation as messengers of divine judgment. In Revelation 9:3-6, it is narrated how these creatures emerge from the smoke of the abyss. Out of the smoke there came locusts upon the earth, and power was given to them as scorpions of the earth have. And it was commanded them not to harm the grass of the earth, nor any green thing, but only those men who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. But these are not ordinary locusts. Their appearance and powers go far beyond the natural. These creatures do not feed on plants or grass, but their purpose is to torment men for 5 months with indescribable suffering, without leading them to death. Imagine living in a world where these creatures, with lion-like jaws and scorpion-like tails, lurk in every corner. Their bite inflicts pain so intense that victims cry out for death, but it is denied them. They are not just a plague, they are harbingers of chaos, emissaries of a storm of suffering and destruction that will descend upon humanity in the last days. Revelation describes these locusts as a warning of what will happen when the forces of evil are released. Their purpose is not just to punish, but to demonstrate the inevitability of divine judgment. Their existence reminds us that, although men may try to control the physical world, there are spiritual forces that are beyond our reach. Number 2, the seven-headed dragon. We now approach one of the most symbolic and terrifying figures in apocalyptic scripture, the seven-headed dragon. This is no simple monster, but a manifestation of ultimate evil, chaos incarnate. His description in Revelation 12:3-4 presents him as a great red dragon with 7 heads, 10 horns, and a crown on each head. This dragon is identified as the representation of Satan, the ancient serpent, the enemy of mankind, and the adversary of God. Each of his heads symbolizes an aspect of evil: pride, greed, lust, deceit, wrath, death, and despair. The crowns on his heads reflect his attempt to usurp divine dominion, proclaiming himself a ruler over chaos and darkness. But what truly makes this dragon terrifying is his destructive power. His tail is capable of dragging 1/3 of the stars from the sky, throwing them to earth. Revelation 12:4. This act symbolizes his ability to corrupt the pure and destroy the heavenly. He is more than a creature. He is a cosmic force that seeks to destroy all that is good and righteous. Imagine facing a being whose very presence shakes the foundations of heaven and earth. This dragon represents the final showdown between good and evil, the ultimate fight that will decide the fate of the universe. Surprisingly, though, it's not the most fearsome creature on this list. What comes next transcends even the terror that the seven-headed dragon inspires. We're talking about a beast so colossal and terrifying that no other being could possibly stand up to it. A creature that defies human logic and whose presence is a reminder of primordial chaos. Are you ready to meet number 1 on this list? Number 1. Leviathan. Finally, we come to the most terrifying creature described in the Bible, the Leviathan. If the beasts we've explored so far seem chilling to you, get ready to meet this entity whose magnitude and power are on another level. The Leviathan is a sea monster of titanic dimensions with unstoppable strength and an almost godlike aura. Beyond its massive size, what truly makes it such a feared figure is its ability to wreak destruction like no other creature. In the Bible, Leviathan is primarily mentioned in the Old Testament, with the book of Job 41 being one of the passages where its description reaches an astonishing level. In verses 1 and 2, we are given a challenge. Can you catch Leviathan with a hook or bind its tongue with a rope? This creature dwells in the deep, inaccessible, and untamable. No human being or element of creation can subdue it. Its strength and ferocity make it the absolute king of the waters. Leviathan is not simply an animal. It is the personification of chaos and destruction. Its skin is described as impenetrable, comparable to iron, and its teeth have the ability to tear apart anything that stands in its path. Its presence is so imposing that its roar makes the entire sea tremble. In Isaiah 27:1, Leviathan is referred to as the crooked serpent, suggesting that his threat is not only physical but also symbolic, representing the chaos that can arise in subtle and manipulative ways. His power seems so great that he is even described as a creature that challenges divine creation itself. However, in Psalm 74:14, we find a note of hope. It tells of how God defeated Leviathan, showing that although it is a formidable threat, it is not invincible in the face of divine power. This struggle symbolizes God's supremacy over chaos and evil. Leviathan is more than a physical creature. It is a manifestation of primordial chaos and disorder that seeks to destroy the balance of creation. In some passages, it is even associated with apocalyptic visions, suggesting that its existence has a purpose within the end times. But although its power is vast, its fate is predestined. It will fall before divine order. Beyond Leviathan, exploring biblical mysteries. If you thought this journey ended here, you'll be surprised to know that we're just getting started. The Bible is full of secrets, creatures, and mysteries that we haven't yet explored. This book, more than a collection of stories and legends, is an inexhaustible source of wisdom and hidden messages waiting to be discovered. That's why I want to invite you to discover Biblical Decoding, an exclusive tool designed to help you explore every corner of the scriptures in a unique way. With detailed infographics, illustrated diagrams, and clear explanations, you'll be able to unravel the hidden messages in each book of the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation. Have you ever wondered who wrote each book, in what context they were written, or how to better understand their messages? You'll find all that and more in this complete guide. It also includes special summaries with dates, authors, and details that will enrich your study. Click the link in the description or in the first pinned comment to get this tool and take your Bible knowledge to the next level. Conclusion and next adventure. Bible decoding will not only transform the way you read the Bible, but it will also bring you closer to its mysteries and deep truths. If you were shocked by the creatures we explored today, you won't want to miss the next video. Subscribe to our Bible Code channel and turn on notifications, because what's coming will be even more amazing. Let us know in the comments which of these creatures you found the scariest, or if there are any others you think we should discuss. Give the video a thumbs up if you want more content like this, and share it with your friends so they too can discover the hidden secrets in the scriptures. Thank you for sticking with us until the end, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll continue unraveling the mysteries of the Bible.